All right, so today we're going to do a deep dive into, one of the toughest parts of building a startup.
Yeah.
Getting those first customers, right? It's like the classic challenge, like you have this amazing idea,
Mm.
but how do you go from just an idea to actually having people use it, love it, and pay for it? It's both like super exciting and also kind of terrifying.
Oh, absolutely. And those first customers are not just like a number on a spreadsheet.
Right.
There's so much more. They're like your early adopters,
Yeah.
the ones who give you that crucial early feedback.
Exactly.
And they can actually become your most enthusiastic, like, champions.
Yeah, and I feel like there's this like misconception that it's just about getting anybody to use your product in the beginning.
Right.
But you've always said that it's about finding the right customers.
Yes.
The people who truly get what you're trying to do.
Absolutely. And it's about identifying your ideal customer profile,
Okay.
or as we like to call it in the biz, ICP.
Love the jargon.
Gotta have it.
Okay, I see.
With laser focus, right? So instead of just saying like, oh, we're targeting small businesses, you really want to narrow it down. So you might say like, okay, our sweet spot is female entrepreneurs between 25 and 35 years old who are really into health and wellness, active on social media, and they really care about sustainability.
Wow. Okay, so it's really about like getting super specific.
It is.
And almost like you're creating this character sketch
Yeah.
of like your dream customer.
I love that. That's a great way to think about it, because having that really clear picture in your mind,
Yeah.
it informs everything, right? From the way you talk about your product and your marketing materials to which social media platforms you actually use to reach those people.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's say we have this crystal clear ICP. We know exactly who we're going after.
Right.
Where do we actually find these people? Like, is it just hitting up all your friends and family?
Yeah. Well, that's a natural starting point, right? Tapping into your existing network.
Right. The classic friends and family round.
Exactly. But it's not just about like making those first sales, right? Your network can actually give you really valuable feedback.
Sure.
Even if they're not all like your ideal customer.
Yeah.
They might know somebody who is.
Makes sense, yeah.
And there's also like a built-in level of trust there.
Oh, for sure.
People are more likely to like take a chance on something if it's recommended by someone they already know.
Yeah, definitely.
I think.
But I guess, like, just relying on your inner circle,
Yeah.
that can only get you so far, right?
Totally. Yeah.
How do you break out of that and reach a wider audience?
That's where things get interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's about like strategically putting yourself and your product out there, right? So going to industry events like conferences and meetups, being active in online communities, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, whatever makes sense for your industry.
Yeah.
And, maybe even doing a little bit of cold outreach, reaching out to people directly.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, cold outreach. That could
Yeah.
feel scary, right?
They could.
Like, you don't want to come across as spammy.
Totally. The key is to think of it more as relationship building, right? You don't want to just bombard people with sales pitches.
Right.
Do your research, really understand your prospects, like what are their pain points.
Yeah.
Tailor your message to their needs and really focus on providing value.
So, like, instead of just saying, like, buy my product,
Yeah.
you're saying, like, hey, I see you're struggling with this.
Yeah.
Maybe I can help.
Exactly. Maybe you share like a blog post they might find helpful.
Yeah.
Or offer a solution to a problem they've mentioned online.
Yeah. So it's like almost like turning the traditional sales approach on its head.
Totally.
Instead of like, here's my product. It's like, here's how I can help you.
Exactly. It's about listening first, really understanding their needs, and only then positioning your product as a potential solution.
Right. And that kind of leads into content marketing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like creating valuable content that actually helps people.
Absolutely. That's so powerful. Because it establishes you as an expert in your field, and it naturally attracts the right people.
So it's not just about like shouting about how great your product is.
Yeah.
It's about actually providing something valuable.
Right. Think about it. If you're building a fitness app, instead of just saying, hey, our app has all these cool features, you could share like free workout videos or healthy recipes or even inspirational stories from your users.
Oh, I like that.
Right. You're not only attracting your target audience, but you're also like establishing yourself as a trusted source of information.
Yeah. So you're building that and trust factor.
Absolutely.
Before you even ask for the sale.
That's the key.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
But even with like targeted outreach and great content,
Right.
people might still be hesitant to try something new, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Especially if it's a paid product. Like, how do you overcome that initial resistance?
That's where minimizing risk comes in. So things like free trials, freemium models, where maybe they get some basic features for free and then you have to pay to unlock more,
Right.
or even showcasing testimonials from like your early adopters who are already loving the product.
Right, so it's all about building that confidence
Yes,
and making them feel comfortable taking that leap.
exactly. And remember, the goal isn't just to get the sale.
Okay.
It's also to gather feedback from these early users,
Right.
figure out what's working, what could be improved, and then use that feedback to actually make your product better.
So even if someone tries it out during a free trial and they decide it's not for them,
Yeah.
you're still gaining valuable information.
Absolutely. Every interaction is a learning opportunity.
Right.
It's all about constantly iterating and improving based on like real world feedback.
I love that.
What?
Okay. Now let's talk about something that I think a lot of founders dread. Direct outreach, like cold emailing and cold calling.
Ooh, yeah.
Is there a way to do that effectively without, feeling like you're being pushy or annoying?
Absolutely. The magic word here is personalization.
Okay.
It's about treating each potential customer like an individual,
Okay.
not just a name on a list.
Yes, you're really emphasizing like knowing your audience.
It's so crucial.
Exactly.
Before you even reach out, do your research right, understand their business, what are their challenges, and then tailor your message to show how your product can actually solve those specific problems.
So it's not just like a generic, hey, check out my product. It's, hey, I see you're dealing with this.
Exactly.
Maybe I can help you with this specific thing.
Yes. A well-researched, personalized message, it stands out,
Yeah.
especially in a world full of generic emails.
Oh, for sure.
And it's way more likely to actually get a response.
Right. Okay, so we've talked about knowing your customer, leveraging your network, targeted engagement, content marketing, minimizing risk, personalized outreach. What other strategies can help startups get those first few customers?
Sometimes it's not about doing everything yourself. Strategic partnerships can be really powerful,
Oh, interesting. Tell me more.
especially in the early stages. So think about complementary businesses or even influencers who already serve your target audience, but they're not your direct competitors, right? So let's say you're building a meal planning app,
Okay.
partnering with a local grocery delivery service, or even a popular food blogger
Oh, I see.
could introduce your product to a whole new audience that's already interested in that kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. It's like finding those perfect synergy points where both parties benefit from the collaboration.
Yeah, so it's a win-win.
Exactly.
Where you both get to, like, amplify each other's reach and credibility.
Precisely. And that can be so valuable, especially for startups who are
Yeah.
trying to, gain traction in a crowded market.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, partnerships.
partnerships, love it. All right, so
Yeah.
we've been talking a lot about, like, actively going out and pursuing those first customers through, like, outreach, partnerships, content.
Yeah.
But you've also always stressed the importance of listening.
Oh, absolutely.
And that seems kind of counterintuitive. Like, how can simply listening help you get more customers?
It's amazing what you can learn by just paying attention to what your target audience is already saying, right?
Okay.
So think about like industry forums, social media groups, even just casual conversations online. People are constantly sharing their challenges, their frustrations, and what they wish existed.
So it's like tapping into this live stream of market research
Exactly.
where you can get a real sense of what people actually need and want.
Exactly. And by listening actively, you can not only identify potential customers who are like already primed for your solution,
Yeah.
but you can also get insights that can inform like your product development
Oh, interesting.
and your marketing strategies.
Right. So it's not just about like eavesdropping.
No.
It's about actually engaging in those conversations,
Totally.
offering solutions,
Yeah.
building relationships.
Absolutely. Don't underestimate the power of like authentic engagement, right?
Yeah.
When you show people that you genuinely understand their problems and you're interested in helping them, they're way more likely to be open to your message.
Right.
When you do eventually share your product.
Makes sense. So it goes back to that, like building trust
Absolutely.
and becoming a valuable resource within your community.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, like, the best marketing often doesn't even feel like marketing.
Right.
It's just about being a genuine part of the conversation.
Love that. Okay, so we've talked about attracting those first customers,
Yeah.
but once you have them, how do you keep them?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Like customer retention is just as important as acquisition, right?
Oh, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
Acquiring a customer is just the first step, right?
Right.
The real magic happens when you transform those early adopters into loyal, raving fans
Oh, I like that.
who stick with you for the long haul.
Yeah, so how do you create that kind of loyalty?
Right.
Especially in the early stages when you're still building your brand
Yeah.
and reputation.
Well, it's about exceeding expectations and fostering a sense of community, right?
Okay.
Remember, your early adopters, they took a chance on you.
Yeah.
They're your pioneers.
I love that.
And they deserve to be treated like VIPs.
Okay, so treat your early customers like VIPs.
Exactly. Go above and beyond to make their experience amazing, right from the moment they sign up. So think about personalized onboarding,
Okay.
super responsive customer support,
Yeah.
actively seeking their feedback,
Mhm.
really showing them that you value their input.
Right.
You could even do like little things like sending handwritten thank you notes
Oh,
or giving them early access to new features.
Yeah, so it's really about like creating a whole experience that
Yeah.
goes beyond just the product itself.
That's the key. And remember, those happy customers,
Yeah.
they become your most powerful marketing assets.
Oh, interesting.
Right. When they feel valued and appreciated, they'll tell everyone.
Oh, I see.
They'll leave positive reviews, they'll give you testimonials, and they'll spread the word through word of mouth referrals, which are like gold.
Yeah, those are the best.
They are.
Okay, so it's like a ripple effect.
Total.
One satisfied customer leads to many more.
Exactly. And those early referrals are so valuable because
Mhm.
they come with that built-in trust, right?
Yeah, people are more likely to try something
Yeah,
if it's recommended by someone they already know.
exactly. Okay, now speaking of trust,
Yeah.
building credibility is essential for any startup,
Right.
but especially in those early stages when you're still relatively unknown.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So how do you like establish yourself as a thought leader and build that trust factor?
Content marketing is huge here.
Okay, we touched on that a little bit before.
Yeah, but it's worth emphasizing, right? Creating really high-quality content that educates your audience, informs them, maybe even entertains them.
Yeah.
It positions you as an expert and builds trust over time.
It's that whole idea of like giving away your best stuff for free,
Totally.
right? Like by sharing your knowledge generously,
Mm-hmm.
you're demonstrating your expertise
Yeah,
and building confidence in your brand.
exactly. Think about it. If you're consistently putting out valuable information
Yeah.
that actually helps people solve their problems or achieve their goals,
Mm-hmm.
they're way more likely to choose you when it comes time to make a purchase,
Right.
right? Because they already trust you.
Yeah, for sure.
So content can take many forms, right? It's not just blog posts and articles.
Oh, yeah. What else?
You can do videos, podcasts, webinars, infographics, engaging social media posts. The possibilities are endless. The key is to create content that resonates with your audience and provides genuine value.
So you got to know your audience,
Yeah,
know what they're interested in.
absolutely. And also consistency is key.
Oh, right.
It's not enough to just create one amazing piece of content and then disappear.
You got to keep showing up.
You do. Building a loyal following and establishing credibility takes time and effort. It's about showing up regularly,
Yeah.
delivering on your promises,
Yeah.
and nurturing those relationships over time.
Yeah, consistency is key in so many aspects of building a business.
It really is.
All right, so we've covered a lot, from attracting those first customers
Yeah,
to keeping them happy, building trust, creating a positive experience.
absolutely.
But what happens when things don't go as planned?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what about those inevitable bumps in the road that every startup faces?
That's a great point. And it's something that every founder needs to be prepared for, right?
Yeah.
Rejections, setbacks, unforeseen challenges, they're all part of the journey.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The key is to see them not as failures,
Okay.
but as learning opportunities.
So, like, reframing those setbacks as setups for even greater success.
Yes. Every challenge you overcome, it makes you stronger, more resilient. And often, those bumps in the road lead to these unexpected discoveries
Interesting.
or pivots that actually make your product even better.
So it's not about trying to avoid challenges altogether.
No.
It's about embracing them
Yes.
as opportunities to learn and grow.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to go through it alone, right? Having a strong support system
Oh, yeah.
of mentors, advisors, other entrepreneurs can make all the difference.
Yeah, like having that community of people who get it,
Who understand.
understand the ups and downs of startup life.
Yeah,
That can be invaluable.
it can. And don't be afraid to ask for help
Yeah.
when you need it. Right. Whether it's advice, feedback, or just someone to listen, there are people out there who genuinely want to see you succeed.
Right. That's such an important reminder.
It is.
I think sometimes as entrepreneurs, we feel like we have to do everything ourselves,
Right.
but it's okay to ask for help.
Absolutely. Okay,
Yeah, 'cause
so
we've covered so much in this deep dive already.
we have.
From the very practical tactics of attracting those first customers
Yeah,
to the importance of building relationships, even embracing those startup challenges.
absolutely.
And as we kind of like wrap up this section, I think there's one more crucial element we need to touch on: the mindset
Oh, yes.
of a successful entrepreneur.
Love it. Let's talk about mindset.
Yeah, what are some of those mental qualities that help founders really thrive in this,
Yeah.
unpredictable world of startups?
Well, resilience is absolutely key.
Okay.
Building a startup, it's a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have those exhilarating highs and those gut-wrenching lows.
Yeah.
You're going to face rejections, setbacks, moments when you question everything.
Right.
But it's that ability to bounce back,
Mm-hmm.
learn from those challenges, and keep moving forward
Right.
that separates those who succeed from those who give up.
It's that grit, right?
It is.
That determination to keep going,
Yeah.
even when you feel like throwing in the towel.
Exactly. And another crucial trait is a growth mindset.
Okay.
The startup world is constantly changing.
Oh, for sure.
So you need to be open to new ideas, feedback, new ways of doing things.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to experiment, iterate, even pivot your entire approach if you have to.
Yeah. It's not about being rigid
Right.
and thinking you have all the answers right away.
Yeah,
It's about being adaptable, constantly learning and evolving.
exactly. And that ties into another important quality: curiosity.
Okay.
Successful entrepreneurs are always asking questions,
Mm-hmm.
seeking knowledge, exploring new possibilities.
Yeah.
They're driven by this, insatiable desire to learn and grow.
So like embracing that beginner's mind,
Totally.
always being curious,
Yeah,
never losing that thirst for knowledge.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And finally, I think one of the most fundamental qualities is a deep belief in yourself
Okay.
and your vision.
Yeah.
Because there will be times when other people doubt you,
Oh, for sure.
or even when you doubt yourself. But it's so crucial to hold on to that inner conviction that you're creating something truly valuable and worthwhile.
It's that unshakable belief
Yeah,
in your mission that fuels you
it does.
and keeps you going when things get tough.
Exactly. It's that inner spark that ignites your drive and inspires others to believe in you too.
Love that. Okay.
Right.
So, wow, this has been such an incredible deep dive.
It has.
I feel like we've explored like every single facet
Yeah.
of landing those first customers, from like the really practical tactics to this like essential mindset for success.
Absolutely.
Do you have any final words of wisdom for our listeners who are, maybe just starting out on this journey?
Building a successful startup isn't just about following a set of rules, right?
Okay.
It's about embracing the journey with all its twists and turns. It's about passion, persistence, and unwavering belief in your vision.
Yeah.
And most importantly, it's about having the courage to take action
Right.
and never giving up on your dreams.
Beautifully said. Remember, everyone, those first few customers,
Yeah.
they are the foundation of your growth.
They are.
Treat them like gold.
Yes.
Learn from every interaction and watch your startup blossom.
I love it.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive. And until next time,
Yes.
keep innovating, keep inspiring.
Keep going.
All right. See you next time.
Okay, so we've been talking about all these proactive ways to get those first customers, outreach, partnerships, creating content.
Yeah.
But you always say that listening is just as important.
It is.
And I gotta say, that seems a little counterintuitive.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, how does listening actually get you more customers?
Well, think about it. You can learn so much by just paying attention to what your target audience is already saying.
Okay.
They're out there right now on industry forums and social media groups,
Yeah.
even just having casual conversations online.
Right.
And they're talking about their problems, what frustrates them, what they wish existed. So it's like this live stream of market research.
Exactly. And if you're listening,
Yeah.
you can not only find potential customers who are ready for your solution.
Right, because they're already talking about the problem.
Exactly. But you can also get ideas to improve your product
Oh, interesting.
and your marketing.
Right, so it's not just about eavesdropping.
No, you got to engage.
Yeah, participate in those conversations.
Absolutely. Offer solutions, build relationships.
Okay, so it's about being a genuine part of the community.
Exactly. And you know what? The most effective marketing often doesn't feel like marketing at all.
That's so true.
It's just about having real conversations and providing value.
I love that. Okay, so we've talked about attracting customers, but once you have them, how do you keep them around?
That is the million-dollar question.
Right, because customer retention is just as crucial as getting those first customers in the door.
Absolutely. Getting them in is just the first step.
Right.
The real magic happens when those early adopters become your biggest fans.
Okay, I love that.
The ones who stick with you for the long haul.
Yeah, so how do you make that happen?
It's about exceeding expectations and building a real sense of community.
Okay.
Remember, those early adopters, they took a chance on you.
Yeah, they believed in the vision early on.
They did. They're your pioneers.
I like that.
And they deserve to be treated like VIPs.
So treat your early customers like VIPs.
Exactly. Go above and beyond to create an amazing experience for them
Right.
from the moment they sign up. Think personalized onboarding,
Right.
super responsive customer support.
Yeah.
Really listen to their feedback and show them that you value their input.
Yeah, it's about making them feel heard.
Absolutely. And little things can go a long way.
Like what?
A handwritten thank you note
I love...
or early access to new features.
Yeah, it's those little touches that make people feel special.
Exactly. And don't forget, happy customers are your best marketers.
That's true.
When people feel valued, they tell their friends.
Yeah.
They leave positive reviews. They give you testimonials.
Right, those word-of-mouth referrals are priceless.
They are. And early referrals are even more valuable
Why is that?
because they come with that built-in trust.
Oh, right, because you trust your friends' recommendations.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's talk about trust in a broader sense.
Right?
Building credibility is so important for any startup, especially when you're just starting out and nobody knows who you are.
For sure. So how do you do that?
Content marketing is a huge piece of the puzzle.
Okay, we talked about that a bit earlier.
We did, but it's worth repeating.
Yeah.
Creating high-quality content that educates, informs, maybe even entertains your audience. That's how you position yourself as an expert.
It's about giving away your best stuff for free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By generously sharing your knowledge, you demonstrate your expertise.
Right.
And that builds confidence in your brand.
And it makes people more likely to choose you when they're ready to buy.
Exactly. They'll think, hey, this company actually knows what they're talking about. They've helped me already.
Yeah. And content can take so many forms.
Right. It's not just blog posts.
Nope. You can do videos, podcasts, webinars, infographics, even engaging social media
The
posts.
possibilities are endless.
They are. The key is to create stuff that your audience actually cares about.
Right. You got to know your audience.
Then you got to be consistent.
Oh, yeah. That's so
It's
important.
not enough to create one amazing piece of content and then disappear.
You got to keep showing up.
You do. Building a loyal following and establishing credibility takes time and effort.
Right. So it's all about consistency.
It is. You got to show up regularly, deliver on your promises, and nurture those relationships over time.
Okay. So we've talked about getting those first customers, keeping them happy, building trust, creating a positive experience.
Yeah.
But what about those inevitable bumps in the road? Every startup faces challenges, right?
They do. Rejections, setbacks, unexpected obstacles.
For sure.
They're all part of the entrepreneurial journey.
It's not always smooth sailing.
Definitely not. But the key is to view those challenges as learning opportunities, not failures.
So it's about reframing those setbacks as setups for greater success.
Exactly. Every challenge you overcome makes you stronger and more resilient.
Right. You learn and grow from those experiences.
You do. And sometimes those bumps in the road lead you in a completely new direction.
Oh,
A
interesting.
direction that you never would have considered otherwise.
So it's about being open to those unexpected twists and turns.
It is. And remember, you don't have to go through it alone.
Oh, yeah, that's so important.
Build a strong support system of mentors, advisors, other entrepreneurs.
Having that community of people who understand what you're going through
Yeah,
can be so valuable.
it can be a lifesaver. And don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
Right. It's not a sign of weakness.
It's a sign of strength.
Yeah.
Whether you need advice, feedback, or just someone to listen.
Yeah.
There are people who genuinely want to see you succeed.
It's so important to remember that.
It is.
Okay, so we've talked about so much in this deep dive.
We have.
Like all the nitty-gritty of getting those first customers,
Mhm.
keeping them happy, building that trust, creating a great experience.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
It has. But as we kind of wrap up, I feel like there's one more piece we got to talk about.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
And it's not really a tactic or strategy.
Yeah.
It's more about like the mindset,
Oh, I love that.
the mindset of a successful entrepreneur.
Mindset is everything.
It really is.
Yeah.
So what are some of those mental qualities that help founders actually thrive in this crazy world of startups?
Well, first and foremost, you got to have resilience.
Okay, resilience, like bouncing back from setbacks.
Exactly. Building a startup, it's a roller coaster ride, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
going to have those amazing highs and those really tough lows.
Hmm.
You'll face rejection, setbacks, moments where you're like, what am I even doing?
Right, those moments of doubt.
Exactly. But it's
Yeah.
that ability to bounce back, to learn from those challenges, and keep going no matter what.
Yep.
That's what separates the successful founders from everyone else.
It's like that grit, that determination.
It is. It's that fire in your belly
I love that.
that keeps you going when things get tough.
Okay, so resilience is key.
It is. And another one is a growth mindset.
Oh, okay, growth mindset.
Yeah, because the startup world, it's constantly changing.
No, for sure.
So you have to be open to new ideas, feedback, different ways of doing things.
Mhm.
Don't be afraid to experiment, to iterate, even to pivot your entire approach if you need to.
Yeah, it's not about being rigid, right? Like,
No.
this is my plan, and I'm sticking to it no matter what.
Nope. It's about being flexible, constantly learning, and evolving.
I love that, yeah. And I feel like that kind of ties into another important quality, curiosity.
Oh, absolutely.
Like always wanting to learn more.
Successful founders are always asking questions,
Yeah.
seeking knowledge, exploring new possibilities.
Hmm.
They're driven by this insatiable desire to learn and grow.
So it's like embracing that beginner's mind,
Is
always being curious, never losing that thirst for knowledge.
I love that. And finally, maybe this is the most important one.
Okay. Hear it.
You have to believe in yourself and believe in your vision,
Yeah.
because there will be times when people doubt you,
Oh, for sure.
maybe even times when you doubt yourself.
Yeah, those could be the toughest.
They are. But you have to hold on to that inner conviction
Uh-huh.
that you're creating something truly valuable, something that matters.
Yeah, it's that unshakable belief
It is.
that fuels you, that keeps you going.
Exactly. It's that inner spark that ignites your passion
Mhm.
and inspires others to believe in you too.
I love that. Wow. This deep dive has been amazing.
It has.
We've covered so much ground, from the nitty-gritty tactics
Yeah,
to this essential mindset for success.
absolutely. It's all connected.
It really is. So any final words of wisdom for our listeners who are just starting out on this wild ride?
Building a successful startup, it's not just about following a set of rules. It's about embracing the whole journey with all its ups and downs.
Mhm.
It's about passion, persistence, believing in your vision, even when it's hard.
Yeah.
And most importantly, it's about taking action
Right.
and never giving up on those dreams.
Beautifully said. And remember, everyone, those first few customers, they're the foundation of everything.
They are. Treat them like gold.
Learn from them, grow with them, and watch your startup blossom.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. And until next time, keep innovating, keep inspiring.
And keep believing in yourselves.
See you next time.